The reason for us to be here today is to celebrate the UNESCO International Jazz Day, which is the 30th of April each year. It's an annual event established by UNESCO in November 2011. UNESCO chose the University of Fort Hare to be the host, were the first host actually of the UNESCO International Jazz. And there's a reason for that. Part of the reason is that the UNESCO Temple Chair of Human Rights is the first human rights chair to be established in South Africa. When UNESCO started to establish UNESCO chairs of human rights, they started with us. We're the first chair. Now we have 3 chairs at the University of Fort Hare. 2 chairs were established, after the UNESCO chair of human rights. So it made sense for UNESCO to choose the University of Fort Hare to actually host this event.
The purpose of the chair or its mandate includes the promotion and protection of human rights, including dignity and self-respect. Therefore, to host this event here at the University of Fort Hare, it means a big role for the chair and a recognition for the institution, given its historical, accommodation of African leaders, whom many of them united here. And through this singing of jazz songs, these are some of the ideals that happened to take shape, and thereafter they took them back into their countries where they contributed to the well-being of their people. So the seminar is significant in that it also reminds us that jazz is not only about music or dancing, but it also brings along social cohesion, unity, and people can actually express freedom through its lyrics or listening to it. That's the contribution it brings beyond the lecture hall or dancing sites.
An activity or initiative such as what we currently have symbolizes an opportunity for communities to actually start connecting. As you would know, in terms of historical issues and issues of celebrating an International Jazz Day, for example, it allows us to have a sort of common understanding, universal language, as you would know. Initiatives that may involve creative aspects like jazz. You can think of it as poetry, for example, where we are able to express some of the things that we would not ordinarily express, because the genre of jazz, for example, is very critical for that. It reminds me of a time when, especially during the apartheid periods, when there was the whole issue of banning some music and spoken word, but the jazz music, for example, those that were supposed to be stopping us from doing all of these things, they were not able to do it because it was jazz, but we could actually be able to communicate through that. And the universality of that also allows us to be in contact with our communities. I think there's room for, call it commercialization or capitalization of the knowledge that is actually set there. I can even add to a point, as a person who works for a very old organization, which is Randwater, more than 120 years as we speak. This university, with all these initiatives coming, carries a lot of rich knowledge that we can actually begin to reap the rewards of what it means in economically speaking and socioeconomic development and all of that. Yeah.